Okay, so in our previous video we completed creating this drivers table. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to create another table and we're going to call this the customers table. Okay, so let's go back into data sheet view. Let's come into data sheet view, and before we do enter the records, let us create our next table. So how do we create another table? You can simply come into create, come to create, and over here you can see there is the option to create a new table. Okay, so let's click on this. So once again, you can see now the second table has been created. As you can see, drivers table and table 1. So right now we are on table 1. Okay, now we have to insert our fields. So as you know, you can't do it in this view. You have to change it, you have to change the view into design view. Okay, so let's go into design view. Once again, you're asked what is the name of your table, so you can give the name as customers. Okay, this is the name of my table, and click on OK. So again, you have to give the name of your fields, you have to define the data type, and then if you're having any validation checks in field properties for each respective field, you will have to define the validation check. Okay, let's get started. Let's start off with we'll first have customer ID, CUSID, and customer ID is going to be short text again, and then we're going to have customer title. So title would be Mr., Mrs., okay, doctor, something like that. Then we would have customer name. Okay, thereafter we would have customer date of birth, which is going to be a date or time. Then we do have customer contact, and then finally we have customer email. Okay, so over here, say for example, customer ID is going to remain as the primary key because every customer is going to have a unique number. So the field that has unique data in it will always be the primary key field. So in this case, what I'm going to do is the field size, I'm going to make it once again 4 characters because it's going to be C001, C002, C003, something like that. Also for customer title, let me tell you something interesting. Let me teach you something different. For customer title, we are going to accept only certain values. So say for example, we only accept MR, that is Mr., or MS, which is Mrs. Okay, so Miss or Mrs. Okay, so for customer title we are going to accept only 2 values, either MR or MS. So what you can do is you can come to validation rule, and in speech quotes or speech marks or double quotes, you can type MR, close speech marks, or open speech marks, and say MS. Okay, so the user is allowed to enter either one of these values, nothing else will be accepted. So if he types MRS, or if he types doctor, or if he types REV, it will not be accepted, either MR or MS. So when a user types a different value over here, types a different value for the customer title, in validation text you can display your error message. You can say please enter either MR or MS. Okay, you can say please enter either MR or MS. So say for example, if somebody types DR or if somebody types REV, automatically this message will be displayed on the screen. Please enter either MR or MS. Okay, now our table has been created. There are no other validation checks that I want to insert. Okay, we can keep it as it is. Okay, it looks fine. Let's go back into data sheet view. So do you want to save your table? Yes, I do want to save my table. Okay, so let's go ahead and insert at least 3 records for the customers. For customers, let's enter 3 records. For drivers, let's enter 3 records. Okay, now for drivers also I'm gonna put one more rule for the drivers table. Let's come back into design view for the, so I'm in drivers table right now. Let's come back into design view, and let's put a simple validation rule for vehicle type. For vehicle type, let's put where is it, validation rule where we accept tuk or car or van, for example. Okay, so only these 3 values will be accepted, and then for validation text we can put a message saying please enter either tuk, car or van. Okay, we can, sorry, took or car or van. Okay, so this is my validation rule. Either the user should enter took, or should enter car, or should enter van. Okay, if the user enters any other value, this error message would be displayed. Okay, so let us enter 3 records for driver. So let's come into data sheet view. Do you want to save your table? Yes. So driver, let's put D001. Driver's name, let's put Sheldon Cooper. Driver's date of birth, let's put 1 slash. Now remember, in my computer, for my computer, it goes month, day, year. So I do not know how it works in your computer. You will have to check on that. But in my computer, it goes as month, day, year. So I'll be entering, for example, December 3rd, 1989. So I will be putting it as 12/3/1989. Contact number, I'll just put 123456789. Driver address, I'll just put New York, for example. Driver vehicle type, let's say, for example, if I put minivan, you can immediately see the error message is coming. Please enter either took or car or van. So I'll put car. Okay, and then enter. Driver 002, let's make this column a bit bigger. Okay, driver address, what does it say? You must enter a value in the drivers.driver address field. Okay, let's go to the next one. Driver's name, we now have Leonard Hofstadter. Okay, you can just put the first name when you're practicing. It doesn't have to be exactly. So we can put 18th July 1999. Okay, for example, 18 July, so July is 7, 18/1999. We can put 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 8. Driver's address, say for example, we can put California, for example. Vehicle took. Okay, and then for driver number 3, D003, we can put Penny, for example, and the driver's date of birth, we can say 18th June 1995. 18 June, so June is 6, 18/1995. 1 2 3 4 5 6 777. Okay, California, we need to put that, but now it's not necessary. We can put Michigan, for example, and vehicle, we can be, for example, car again. Okay, so this way I have now entered 3 records. Okay, 3 records have been entered, and each of these is an entity. Okay, each of this is one entity. Okay, let's do the same for customers as well. Let's enter 3 records for customers. So for customer ID, we can put C001, and for example, let's only put the first name, sorry, customer title, let's put MR, and for example, we have Michael. Customer date of birth, it doesn't matter, we can put April 12th 2004, for example. So April is 4/12/2004. Customer contact 123 123 123. Customer email, we can say michael@gmail.com. Let's make this bigger. Okay, customer 002, we can have a Miss, and we can call her Pam, and for example, she's born on 5th February 2006, for example. So February is 2, 5th 2005, for example. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 7 8 8. Oh, sorry, 1 8. And email is pam@gmail.com. And C003, we can have Mr. Jim, for example. He's born, for example, on 1st December 1998. So December 1st 1998. We can go, for example, 987654321, and jim@gmail.com. Okay, so we have 2 tables, and for each table we have entered 3 records have been entered for each table. Okay, as you can see, we have 3 tables, and for each table 3 records have been entered. Now the next thing is we need to, what we are going to learn, the next thing that we are going to learn is how do we create a form for each table. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to create a form where it will be a much more friendly user interface. Okay, I'm sure you have dealt with forms. When you deal with systems, online systems, you will be entering your data into a form, not into a table, isn't it? You normally enter your details into a form, and then from the form it is automatically sent into a table. So we are going to do the same thing over here. So for this particular database, we're going to have a driver form, and we're also going to have a customer form. Okay, so how do we do that? So let us first create a form for the drivers table, or what we'll do is we will create the form in the next video. Okay, let's create a separate video just for forms. So in the next video we will move forward with creating forms.